30 days, max.
We'll see about that.
Glade Fresh Effects. 2 complementary fragrances alternate to keep things fresh, day after day. And not just for 30 days.
Okay.
Our longest-lasting plug-ins air freshener lasts for 60.
Well, that lasted longer than I thought.
I knew it would.
Get freshness that won't fade away for 60 days with plug-ins Fresh Effects.
And yes, it's Glade.
For over $10 in savings, from our family to yours. Go to rightathome.ca today. SC Johnson, a family company.
It's that time of year again. Roaches, rats, and mice living and growing in your walls, attics, kitchen, and bathroom. Stay tuned and find out how you can get one of the top-selling pest control products for free. Introducing the new Rid-X Plus. A revolutionary, simple plug-in device that sends digital pulses through the wiring in your walls, built to protect one level of a typical house, apartment, or condominium. It's that simple. That's why Rid-X is one of the top-selling pest control products, with millions of units sold. Now you could say no to chemicals with the Rid-X Plus plug-in bug repeller with digital technology. Now, during our chemical-free campaign, you can help get rid of rats and roaches for only $29.95. But wait, order now and we'll give you a second Rid-X Plus absolutely free. That's right, free. And Rid-X Plus comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Operators are standing by, so call now for this limited-time offer.
Isn't it times like these that reminds us of what's important? The people in our lives. The ones we love. The ones who love us. And after all, what could be more important than love? So if you're asking yourself if you can afford to get away with savings like these, how can you afford not to? Voted world's best hotel chain. Call 1-800-545.
When you want to ask what, ask us. We're listening.
Heavy snow is marching toward Massachusetts. A classic winter nor'easter bearing down on New England for tomorrow. A winter storm watch is already in effect for parts of the Bay State. And take a look at the right of your screen. That's the storm dumping heavy snow already in the Midwest. These are pictures from Chicago. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Paula Evans. Snow will be falling here by this time tomorrow. It's going to pile up fast. Todd Guttner joins us now to talk about all the details. And we know you've been looking at some new information. You're upping those snow totals now?
We have, Paula. The storm's been shifting left, shifting right over the last 24 hours, and now it appears to be more of a hit. And it looks like it's going to be significant as we go into tomorrow. Hard to believe. It's bright and beautiful out right now in the Northeast, but here comes trouble. Storm system out of the Ohio Valley linking up with subtropical moisture. And it's going to produce a large storm in our coastal waters. Yes, a classic nor'easter as we go through the middle part of the week. Let's get into the timeline, then I'll give you some amounts. Timeline first. Tomorrow morning, early morning, midnight or so, New York City's getting into the snow, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and unfortunately Washington, D.C. too. The nation's capital got hit hard over the weekend. It's going to get hit hard again. Tomorrow morning's commute south and west of Boston will be troublesome. In the city, I don't think it'll be that bad. It's late in the morning when the snow arrives. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, however, is a different story. That's when we'll be getting into the teeth of this storm. By midnight Thursday, still snowing around the area, but by Thursday morning's commute, everything's cleared out, so I don't anticipate any lingering issues into Thursday. Amounts, yes, they went up since this morning. Basically in this area shaded in dark blue, we're talking around a foot. Some areas around 8 inches, some areas around 14, so around a foot. North and west of Boston, basically the New Hampshire border area, we're talking around a half a foot. So that's the latest. It looks like a significant winter storm. I'll continue to pass along these amounts in 15 minutes and also get into the wind, which I think will be a big player driving the snow around, creating blizzard-like conditions during the afternoon tomorrow. Paula, much more in a few.
Oh, Todd, thanks so much. So this is going to affect getting home from school tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow's commute home. If you have any questions about the storm, the WBZ weather team is actually going to be holding a live weather chat at 1 o'clock in 1 hour today on our website, WBZ-TV.com. You can get some further questions in there. And sign up for weather alerts sent directly to your cell phone. Text WBZ to 66247. The service costs nothing and standard rates apply. You can also download our iPhone app free from the Apple iTunes Store. Well, a new crash involving Green Line trolleys. Sky Eye was over the scene at the Boylston T-stop just after 9 o'clock this morning. Alana Gomez joins us live from the newsroom right now with what happened here. So, Alana, the T's calling this just like a little fender bender, but this isn't the first time this year we've seen something like this happen.
Paula, it's not clear what caused today's crash, but new safety systems could be on the way. The safety officials say it could prevent crashes like today's and major crashes like the one that happened on the T back in May. This morning's fender bender happened when one two-car train bumped into another at the Boylston stop. The MBTA says no one was hurt and passengers experienced minor delays.
They've got enough measures in place to make sure that stuff doesn't happen, but it's disconcerting when you hear that it does.
Last year, the NTSB recommended that the T install a system that would prevent crashes exactly like this one from happening on all lines. The orange and red line already have this system. They're called track modules, electronic circuitry that makes sure the trains stay separated at a safe distance. As for the green line, the MBTA says it's in the process of hiring a design firm to install a similar system, but so far that hasn't happened. Paula?
All right, Alana, thanks very much. And thankfully not anything major happened there this morning, but that recommendation from the NTSB went out to many transit agencies after last summer's fatal crash on that commuter train just outside Washington, D.C. A brand new recall for Toyota today. The car maker announced this morning they will recall 500,000 more Prius and other hybrid cars worldwide, this time because of brake problems. The recall affects about 150,000 vehicles here in the United States. Owners will start receiving letters in the mail about it next week. They'll be able to take their cars into dealerships for repairs. More than 8.5 million Toyota vehicles around the world have already been recalled for a range of issues in recent weeks. A deadly power plant explosion in Middletown, Connecticut is now the focus of a criminal investigation. Investigators are trying to find out what caused that blast Sunday morning that killed 5 workers and injured dozens more. And investigators say they cannot rule out negligence. Recovery efforts are on hold now because it's still just too dangerous to get inside some parts of that structure. But a plan to build a similar plant here in Massachusetts is being met with some opposition now. Brockton's mayor and other opponents are meeting at the State House today. A company called Advanced Power wants to build a plant in Brockton about half the size of the plant in Middletown. Advanced Power says it would bring more than 700 jobs to the struggling city of Brockton, but the mayor isn't buying it.
Very clear from yesterday's events that it would be putting a price on the lives and the welfare of my residents, and I'm not prepared to do that.
We received a statement from Advanced Power late this morning. The company says it will not begin construction until it knows exactly what happened in Middletown and how to prevent a similar incident. The city of Lawrence is really struggling and looking for help to the tune of $35 million from the state. Lawmakers are arguing over a potential bailout at the State House, and that's where we find our Sarah Kanji live this afternoon. And Sarah, the point here is there's no question the city needs some help, but lawmakers have some really big reservations about the man who would be overseeing this whole thing.
Right. The controversy here is about the mayor of Lawrence, William Lantigua, who is also a state representative, and he sits on the committee listening to testimony about Lawrence's financial problems right now. The governor and lawmakers say Lantigua should step down. He should give up one of those jobs so the city of Lawrence can get the full attention of its mayor. William Lantigua was elected mayor of Lawrence in November, but did not give up his seat in the House of Representatives. That's 2 paychecks funded by taxpayers, about $70,000 as a state rep and $100,000 as mayor. The city is now facing bankruptcy and needs $35 million to balance its 2010 and 2011 budgets. A hearing on whether the state will allow Lawrence to borrow that money got underway this morning at 11. Mayor Lantigua, who also sits on the Joint Committee on Ways and Means, has not shown. Finance Secretary Jay Gonzalez says state oversight is a must over the city's finances.
We all need to be concerned about the people of Lawrence and about the fiscal stability of the city. But we also need to tread carefully, deliberately, and thoughtfully on the right of the people of Lawrence to make fiscal decisions for themselves.
So far, Lantigua has resisted calls to resign either of his jobs, and as I said, so far he has not shown up to this hearing. He wasn't sitting with his fellow committee members, and we did not spot him in the audience. It is important to make clear on the issue of this so-called bailout. It isn't quite a bailout as we've come to understand it. The state would not be loaning the city of Lawrence state money. The state has to approve the city of Lawrence's need to borrow money, so that money would not be from other taxpayers in the state. And what the state wants to do here is implement an overseer of those borrowed funds. Live at the State House, I'm Sarah Kanji. Paula, back to you.
A very important distinction. All right, Sarah, thanks very much. And the state, by the way, has approved other cities and towns to borrow money in order to get out of the red, including Swansea and Medford. But in those cases, the state did not require an overseer. Well, one family's long fight will result in a new state law that will protect women. Sandy Burfield was killed back in January of 2000 when a bomb exploded at her Everett apartment. It had been placed there by a stalker. Burfield could never get a restraining order against Stephen Caruso because he wasn't specifically a family member, a spouse, or a boyfriend. Today, Governor Deval Patrick will sign a law that allows restraining orders to be taken out against unknown stalkers.
I honestly believe that the police could have been able to do their job better if they had that ability to arrest him and to keep him away from her.
It's taken a decade to win over defense attorneys on this. They're concerned that the law would allow a restraining order to be taken out against anyone for harassment. A challenge to New Hampshire's new same-sex marriage law might go nowhere. A House committee is recommending that the legislature abandon a proposed constitutional amendment that would define marriage as between a man and a woman. The House could vote on that recommendation next week. Senator Scott Brown is expected to make his first vote in the U.S. Senate. The vote is on President Obama's nominee for the National Labor Relations Board. Republicans are rallying against this nominee, but Brown's spokesman says the senator is reviewing the nominee's qualifications and has not yet decided how he'll vote. A true miracle to talk about in Haiti. Almost a full month after the earthquake, another survivor is pulled from the rubble. We'll tell you how his family says he survived for so long. And the new health risk from cigarettes, even when they're nowhere near you.
She's Boston's city clerk, but she's also a justice of the peace. She marries 24 couples a week, but the fee doesn't go to the city. It goes in her own pocket. Is that double dipping? That's what we're going to talk about in Conversation Nation. Share some of your comments coming up.
Why can't they budget for snowstorms? When you want to ask why, ask us. We're listening at WBZ-TV.com.
All new Dr. Phil.
Did you get high today?
Yeah, it's normal to me.
The face of addiction.
You've had seizures on top of seizures. Does that sound normal?
And former addict Brandon returns to help Carly get clean.
And you still don't understand how serious this is.
Today at 3 on WBZ-TV.
Closed captioning brought to you by Wellesley Toyota. Open 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, with extended hours on Saturday for complete customer satisfaction during this unprecedented recall. WellesleyToyota.com for details.
What's going on, Mr. 1-800-DENTIST?
Well, since you wouldn't call or go to our website, I'm bringing dentists to you.
Well, that's helpful.
All you have to do is pick one.
Oh, all right. Who's open on Saturdays? Who has nitrous oxide? Who takes my insurance? Who offers financing? Who likes long walks on the beach?
Don't abuse the system. Get matched with a great dentist today. 1-800-DENTIST.
There's not room for both of us in this town, Sheriff. Draw.
The savings are here. More quality, more value, more choices. Those wannabe gimmicks are as slippery as a sidewinder. I say no gimmicks and more value for 2010. For $11.98, what you see is what you get. Or if you prefer, buy it without the rug. Only $9.99. The wannabe? Get out of town by sundown.
I'll always just be a wannabe.
There's a major offensive going on in Afghanistan. The U.S. Army is targeting the largest town that's still controlled by the Taliban. 400 American troops, as well as 250 Afghan soldiers and 30 Canadian troops, have moved into Marja. That's in the south of that country. The U.S. Army has publicized a full-scale attack is coming, which has given civilians time to leave before the fighting begins. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, is leading a charge to fight childhood obesity.
Well, I just want to say how proud I am of the First Lady for her outstanding work, and I will now sign this order.
The president signed that executive order this morning. It coordinates efforts between the government and various health agencies in order to fight childhood obesity. The First Lady will focus on getting kids to exercise, as well as educating parents about healthy nutrition. We all know about the dangers of secondhand smoke. How about third-hand smoke now? A new study from the procedures of the National Academy of Sciences says it can kill you too. Third-hand smoke is all of that residue from smoke that collects on surfaces. Researchers found it can interact with airborne compounds to form new, potentially cancer-causing substances. Well, a survivor of the Haiti earthquake has been pulled alive from the rubble. It's been 27 days now. We know the man is a 28-year-old. His family says he was trapped in the rubble of a grocery store, but someone had been bringing him water. Doctors say the man was extremely dehydrated and malnourished, but they're very hopeful that he'll be able to recover. Some miracles still. It's a new way to charge airline passengers. Which carrier is making you pay to take a nap with blankets and pillows?
You know, the only snow on the ground in New England right now is really at the ski resorts. That's about to change in a big way. I'm back next with the timeline and the forecasted snow amounts for tomorrow's nor'easter. Stay with us.
Tonight, we got ourselves an NCIS convoy.
What's in the truck?
We got nothing.
I don't like the sound of that.
We got nothing.
A new NCIS. Then,
You wanna know that it doesn't hurt.
Why would you rob a bank if you've already got millions of dollars?
You wanna feel how it feels.
There's gotta be something bigger than that.
Federal agent!
I'm going in.
On the ground, now! If I only
a new NCIS Los Angeles follows a new NCIS tonight.
I'm in it for my daughter.
I'm in it for my wife.
I'm in it for my friends.
We're in it to end it. The Avon Walk for Breast Cancer. 2 days, 39 miles, one goal. To end breast cancer. Register today and help women and men get the screening, support, and treatment they need. And leading research teams can get us closer to a cure. The Avon Walk for Breast Cancer. Coming to Boston May 15th and 16th.
We're in it to end it.
How about you?
For over 50 years, providing you with safe, reliable, high-quality vehicles has been our first priority. In recent days, our company hasn't been living up to the standards that you've come to expect from us, or that we expect from ourselves. That's why 172,000 Toyota and dealership employees are dedicated to making things right. We have a fix for our recalls. We stopped production so we could focus on our customers' cars first. And technicians are making repairs. We're working around the clock to ensure we build vehicles of the highest quality. To restore your faith in our company. For more information, visit Toyota.com.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by the Massachusetts Dental Society.
The people of Haiti still need our help.
You can donate by texting Haiti to 90999 or go to WBZ-TV.com for more information on how to help.
As As you can see, the Dow has shot up 200 points this morning, back up over the 10,000 mark after the European Union agreed to help Greece with all of its debt problems that had been dragging the markets down. Well, it's going to cost you extra to stay warm and comfy if you're flying on American Airlines. American is going to charge passengers $8 for a pillow and a blanket starting on May 1st. The fee will apply to all coach travelers on domestic and some international flights over 2 hours. The airline's raising prices in an effort to offset some large losses. It looks as though Social Security is going to need help much sooner than expected. The Social Security Administration tells USA Today that the recession has pushed it into even deeper trouble because a lot of workers have retired early or filed for disability. So the fund was supposed to be okay, we thought, until 2058. It's going to need a boost 21 years earlier now, in 2037, which sounds far off, but isn't really when you think about it. And also not far off, a foot of snow.
Yeah.
And it's headed right at us, right, Todd?
And it's been a while since we had a snowstorm around here. It's been since early January since we've had double digits, you know.
And the timing on this one is going to be really tricky.
Very tricky for superintendents. We talked about this yesterday. It's not in the morning, really, for the morning commute. It probably won't even be snowing until 9, 10 o'clock.
Right.
But the afternoon and evening, oh boy,
So
the evening commute.
Home from school and home from work.
Yes, very difficult, Paul. The evening commute will be a mess. Hey, today, gorgeous out. Check out our Weather Bug Network. We're live looking over the Merrimack, UMass Lowell's campus, and the temperature's 36, so we're actually seeing a little melting, although there's not much to melt out there at the moment. By the end of the week, there certainly will be. We have winter storm watches up now, which extend all the way up to Manchester, New Hampshire. We've watched these expand from Buzzards Bay and the south coast through the Boston area mid-morning and now up to southern New Hampshire. The storm is getting closer and closer, and that means most of the area will receive 6 inches, if not much more in some places, and the wind will be blowing it all over the place. Right now we have cold winds coming down from Canada, so the cold's pretty much locked in place. Here comes the storm system, still in pieces, cold and snowy to the north, wet and warm to the south. When they merge together in our coastal waters, it will be a very large, powerful nor'easter taking shape off of Nantucket and Long Island. So the all-important timeline. All right, here we are at noon. Lunchtime, Tuesday, that's right now. A lot of sunshine, beautiful afternoon. The wind's settling down to this afternoon, so take advantage of it. Take that walk, something like that. Get some fresh air. By midnight, it's snowing in New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C. And again, these cities are likely going to get very close to a foot. This is not good for the economy in these areas. It's been crippled, and it's going to continue to be. By 9 a.m., snow is getting very close to the city. Second half of the commute, start to see some flakes. I don't really expect, though, to get into the heart of the storm, the teeth of the storm, until the afternoon and evening. And that's when snowfall rates will really be picking up across the region. 1, 2, maybe 3 inches per hour, not out of the question. Still snowing up through about midnight, but by Thursday morning, that commute should be fine. We'll have time to get to work and school, time to clean up. And this clicker, just click through the all-important snowfall amounts graphic. How about that? That's terrible timing right there, terrible timing. Well, I can tell you that the majority of the area is going to pick up generally about a foot. Okay, either side, 8 to 14 inches. Heavy wet snow over southeastern Mass, a light and fluffy snow, Boston to Worcester. Now you get up to the 495 corridor near the New Hampshire border, it's closer to a half a foot. And then into the Granite State, into the Green Mountain State, and into the Pine Tree State, Maine, we'll see only about 1 to 3 inches. So the farther north you go, the less you'll see. It's a southern New England snowstorm. Here's the 7-day forecast. I promise you, if you hang around to the end of the show, I will show you the snowfall amounts graphic. It's really annoying right now. Mostly sunny this afternoon, 35. Stormy one tomorrow, almost from start to finish, and then an extended windy cold stretch, which includes the entire holiday weekend. President's Day on Monday, 35, with some snow showers coming in the afternoon. Not only, Paul, at the end of the show will I show snowfall amounts, but I also want to remind you that I'll be online chatting live at WBZ-TV.com at 1 p.m. this afternoon.
Right. I'm going to be there with all my questions.
I hope so.
About how I'm going to pick up my kiddos tomorrow afternoon.
There you go.
All right. Thanks so much. Well, Harvard takes on Northeastern in the final of the women's bean pot tonight. That's at 8. As for the men, Boston College won the championship for the second time in the last 3 years. BC won the bean pot. holding on to win 4-3, but BU made it awfully tough in that third period. Well, getting married at City Hall is a service residents pay for in Boston, but coming up next in Conversation Nation, why that fee isn't going to the city.
Should you have the right to ask your neighbor to stop smoking? A local woman is suing because the people downstairs wouldn't stop lighting up. Is this a matter of public health, or should she have known better when she bought that condo? Tell us online. We'll talk about it today at 5.
Yours versus his. They look different, but it turns out the products you buy every day are pretty much the exact same as his. Well, except for the price. How to beat the markup. Tonight at 11 on WBZ.
Wake up! Flu season is not over yet. Visit bphc.org or call 617-534-5050 to find out where you can get your free H1N1 flu shot.
We're affordable, but at General Dental, we put the patient first.
We have found that having specialists on staff really makes the care better for our patients.
We want every General Dental patient not only to receive superior care, but to be treated like we would like to be treated.
It's not that I don't believe you.
Really, there won't be any hidden costs.
True.
It's going to be the same price we talked about.
True.
Oh, now I feel silly. You must think I'm crazy.
No, this happens all the time.
Oh, really? No?
No surprise pricing is one thing that makes Pearl Vision different. And here's something else. Buy a pair of eyeglasses or prescription sunglasses, and we'll give you another pair free. Visit pearlvision.com for a store near you.
Time was if you got into trouble out here. Chris Collins, volunteer firefighter, would be there to save your life. Then one night, hit by a car at an accident scene. It was his turn to ride in the ambulance. After years of rehab, Chris has learned to take care of himself. But money's so tight, he has trouble staying warm. He just can't afford heating oil.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to meet you, and thanks for the oil.
You look like you're a fighter, Chris.
Well, I guess I have to be.
Chris is among the millions of Americans who risk their lives each and every day to keep us safe. Our firefighters, our police officers, our EMTs and first responders. Men and women who sacrifice for others and sometimes need our help.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks to Citgo and the people of Venezuela.
Hi, I'm Joe Kennedy from Citizens Energy, your nonprofit oil company. If you need help staying warm this winter, give us a call at 1-877-JOE-FOR-OIL, because no one should be left out in the cold.
What will they tax next? When you want to ask what, ask us. We're listening at WBZ-TV.com.
If you want to get hitched at Boston City Hall and use the clerk to perform the ceremony, it's no problem. You just have to come up with $60. Apparently, these kind of nuptials are pretty popular, with the clerk acting as justice of the peace almost 24 times a week. Now, that's some serious dough to help the city budget, right? Nope. Turns out the clerk pockets that cash, and some critics are saying that is double dipping. Now, the Herald says Rosario Salerno, that's her right there, made $68,000 last year performing marriages on city time. That's pretty serious cake. Now, this is on top of the $100,000 salary she already makes. A finance watchdog agency says if being a JP is in Salerno's job description, that money should go to the city, not to her. Some city councilors, some city clerks rather, around the state, like from Springfield, say they're too busy to marry people, but not Salerno. She insists the gig doesn't interfere with her regular job. It's a sacred duty okayed by the legislature. It's not a perk, but even two city councilors say, you know what, we need to look at that policy. So what do you have to say about this? Is it double dipping in your opinion? DAB 5586 says if she's doing it on city time, yes, it's double dipping. If she wants the money to do it on her own time. Pretty good response. All right, let's check out another one. Ron T says, is she wearing two different hats and the marriage ceremonies should be done in the evening or weekends? That would only be fair to the taxpayer. Now, state law says clerks can be justices of the peace, but should they pocket the money or should it go towards other city services? Does it seem like a perk to you? We want to hear what you're saying on our blog. It's called Conversation Nation, right there on our website, WBZ-TV.com.
All right, Todd, so the question of the hour is, who gets the most?
Who gets the most? Who's getting what? It looks like a solid, Paula, area of around a foot for now all of eastern, central, southern parts of Massachusetts. You know, there will be a couple of towns that get in around the 8 or 9 inch range, a couple of getting a little bit more than a foot. The consistency of the snow will be heavy and wet over southeastern Mass, and then it'll be a lighter, fluffy snow in and around the Boston area out through Worcester. Now, if you get northbound, you get closer and closer to the New Hampshire border, you're obviously going to be getting less. It's farther away from the storm. We're talking either side of 6 inches, so about a half a foot. And then deeper into northern New England, it's basically a non-northern New England storm. It's a southern New England snowstorm here. So again, starting mid to late morning, ending around midnight tomorrow night. So it will be interesting to see how schools handle this one.
Yeah, it's going to be important to pay attention tomorrow morning because for schools and businesses releasing people, we've seen that before. People can get caught on the highway.
Because we do anticipate a mess for an evening commute, an absolute mess for the evening commute.
Harder as the day goes on.
Absolutely.
Todd and the rest of the weather team will be online at 1 o'clock in just a half an hour chatting about this storm for tomorrow. Join them on WBZ-TV.com. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 5 a.m.
Adamika, we know you have enough to worry about.
My carbon footprint.
Termites, radon, rotator cuff.
But when you call Amika, you won't have to worry about auto insurance.
I know I'm covered.
A friend told me about Amika years ago. Now I tell my friends.
Switch to Amika today. We take the time to explain your options and get you the right coverage.
I talked to a lot of insurance companies.
As soon as I called, I knew I had the right people.
And if you have an accident, you'll get the service you deserve.
Amika is always there for me. They pay the claim. No hassles, no worries.
You don't have to wait for your current policy to expire to get your free, no-obligation quote. So call now.
I got enough to worry about.
Too much sodium. Shin splints.
Dude, you don't have shin splints.
Oh, I have shin splints. Get out there.
Call Amika today, because it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
The Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event. Get ready for adventure in a brand new Subaru Outback. Motor Trend's 2010 Sport Utility of the Year. The new Subaru Outback with symmetrical all-wheel drive was awarded top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Well equipped at only $23,295. Don't miss our Washington's birthday sales event.
Don't miss the amazing race on WBZ, sponsored locally by Royal Caribbean International.
Kitty and Tina here.
With an update from Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas.
Margie and Luke explored the Royal Promenade.
Kelly and Christy slipped into the pool, while Ken slipped off for a massage in the Vitality Day Spa. Leaving me to finish the news, I'm Tina, cruising with Royal Caribbean. Why aren't you?
The Amazing Race, Sundays at 8 on WBZ.
Naya began stomping in my face.
Judge Judy. Catch the new hit drama, The Good Wife, tonight, only CBS.